everybody.
Hey, everyone.
All right. Well, we are so glad that you are here for your new stylist orientation. So whether you are brand new to direct sales, brand new to Park Lane, maybe you're relaunching your business, maybe you're just here for a refresher, all of those reasons are a great reason to be here at New Stylist Training. So welcome on. My name is Michelle Cito. I am your company vice president and so excited to be here with you to get you all situated. I am thrilled to be here with Senior Division Leader Carrie Henze. And between the two of us, we are going to get you up and running. We are going to hopefully clear up some things that maybe you've been wondering about or wondering when things are, where to find things. And of course, this is just one of many opportunities that you will have here to learn new things and to, find resources. This is, the tip of the iceberg, but a great overview of things that you're going to want to know. So we're going to get right to it here. We know that you joined this business to make money, right? So we are coming in strong with how you get paid. Does that sound good? So you have probably all heard by now the terms net and non, or you've seen written N/N, which stands for net and non. And understanding what that phrase means and understanding what those phrases mean is a big part of getting paid. So Carrie, take it away on net and non for them.
Okay, so the things that you need to know is that net are the items that you get paid on and non count for other things. So let's go over that. So the things that you get paid on for net are anything in the catalog that people are purchasing that are regular price or half price items. Because remember, with our fabulous customer sale, when your customers buy 2 items that are their least expensive items, they can get up to 4 more items for half price. Each of those items on that order counts for net for you. But if someone adds on a bonus item to that, we call that non. Those are the pieces you are not getting paid on, but you able to use those towards things like trip points and rich rewards, which we'll explain to you in a little bit. So they are just as important, but you need to understand the difference between net and non. So the net are the pieces that you're getting paid on, and the non are the ways to earn other different incentives that Park Lane offers to you, rich rewards and trip points. Another great example of that is maybe you've noticed before, or you've even purchased a style drop with us. Maybe a brand new impression bracelet dropped one day and it said something like spend $40 and get the impression bracelet for $35. So when the person spending $40, that's your net sales. That's what you're getting paid on. And then that style drop that day, the $35 that they're adding onto that order, is your non. So that counts as non, but the $40 they needed to purchase to buy that item at the special price is your net. Another great thing to know is hostess parties. So maybe you were someone who already done this because you're a stylist now and you had a party that launched you. So remember when you picked a bonus item on your party, you got to pick that thank you piece that was for $35. That's a net piece on your party. But you can offer your hostesses up to 4 half price items. And I'm sorry, I messed that up. The bonus item is a non, which means you're not getting paid on that, but it's used toward the other things that I mentioned. But there are 4 spots on the party that your hostess can get net items. Those net items count for you as the half price items that they can grab count as net. So those half price items are something you love to encourage because you are getting paid on those as well. So those are just a few examples, but let's talk about sparkle boxes. Sparkle boxes are considered non. So they're very important for you to use toward your rich reward
check for that week. So what will be on your paycheck? Any individual orders that were placed directly on a link to your website. So when you look at your dashboard, you see a number there. So if someone just went to myparklane.com/Michelle Zito and placed a direct order on there for $78 would show up on my dashboard. That's what would be reflected on that week's paycheck, along with any party that I hit the submit button on. And then that will show up on my dashboard. That's what's all part of that week's paycheck. An order that's placed on a party link, but then the party does not get submitted, is not going to be showing up on your dashboard, and therefore is not part of your pay for that week. Or if it's month end, not on that month. So that's why it's important to understand that a pay month ends on the last Wednesday. Park Lane. When is that pay? From Thursday to Wednesday. So when you hit send, you're getting a weekly paycheck. I know if Park Lane is willing to pay every week, I am willing to sell every week, because on Fridays, I love to go into my back office, look at the tools, and see what my paycheck is. And then the direct deposit shows up generally on Tuesday, depending on your bank. So I hope that clears up when you are, how you're getting paid, as well as when you're getting paid. So the next thing we want to share with you is how you can earn a whole lot of free jewelry. So does that sound good? Are you also in this to earn the free jewelry? I know so many of you heard a lot about we earn so much free jewelry. That's how we give it away. Maybe you attended a free jewels chat. Maybe you...
That's what it stands for, these levels of Rich Rewards Club. So level 1 is the one that you can earn $250 in free jewelry by submitting $1,000 of net and non. So this is where the non comes in. When we mentioned before, the non is not what you get paid on, but it does count in your sales to achieve RRC1. So $1,000 in net and non in the first 2 commission weeks of the month. So remember, Michelle said that they have Thursday to Wednesday. So you want to make sure that you are tracking those dates and keeping an eye on the sales that you have submitted. If they're not submitted, they do not count toward that RRC1. So RRC1 is the first 2 weeks of the month. You submit the $1,000 of net and non, you're getting $250 shopping spree to pick out whatever it is that you would like, that you want to use to grow your business or to have for giveaways in your group, like you hear us talk about all the time. The next level is RRC2, which is a piece of designer jewelry which Park Lane generously sends to us each month if we have achieved $2,500 to show to your customers right away, to build some excitement around, and to really be not having to spend your money on a piece of jewelry that is going to be a new hot seller in Park Lane world. And then the next level is RRC level 3, and this encompasses the entire month. So from the beginning of the month until the end of the month, you have to sell $4,000 in net and non, and you're going to earn a $300 shopping spree. $300 again of items that you get to pick out to however you would like to use them for your business, just for doing the $4,000 in net and non sales. So this is again why we emphasize how important those non pieces are, because they automatically are included in the level 1 and level 3 and help you earn these even faster. But we also have 2 other levels that are for our recruiting incentives. So Michelle's going to let you know what those involve.
All right. And this is where you are going to separate the fact that you are running a business from that you are having a job, right? Because when you build a team, you unlock unlimited income. So we'll talk about that more in a second, but here's the jewelry rewards for your personal team building. So the next level up of Rich Rewards is level 4, which is a $300 jewelry package, which, as Carrie explained, you get to choose when you sponsor 2 personal superstars, which is someone who sells $1,500 in sales in their first 6 weeks. That, of course, includes their launch party, subsequent bookings, sparkle boxes, everything all added up together, $1,500 in their first 6 weeks. And you are then rewarded with $300 in jewelry of your choice. So that is absolutely amazing. And then with 4, you get to do it again for another $300, totaling $600 in jewelry in your just the sponsoring part of Rich Rewards. Added to the sales, it's $1,100 plus in free and discounted jewelry. In free jewelry, I should say. So this is absolutely amazing, because what that will do for you is increase how much money you're making, because you'll get as you build a team, you are getting an increase in your personal commission. And as you move up in level, you're getting higher overrides on the people that you bring onto your team. So this is what your back office will look like, where when you sign into your back office, here it shows you your personal sales for the week, what your team has sold, as well as the previous week. And beneath that is where you'll see your rich rewards progress, like you see here. And see how here the achievement is at 140%. All you have to do then is click on this. This is a hot link. And then it'll just be a little like spreadsheet that you put the item numbers in that you want, and you just pay the tax and shipping on that, and it comes to your home. The designer ensemble comes automatically with no tax or shipping, as well as the other levels that you'll redeem. So you do have 30 days in order to redeem these, and be rest assured that these are all accumulative. So let's say you didn't earn level 1, which is based on the first 2 weeks, but you do get to the 2,500 in the first 3 weeks. You still can earn level 2, even if you didn't earn level 1. You know, they're independent in addition to being accumulative. So really a super generous, spectacular program that give us the opportunity to not be spending our commission on jewelry, because we want your displays to look like this. So we want you to be able to do all kinds of giveaways and raffles and things that don't cost you a ton of money. Right. Now, a great way to allow us to help you with building a team is by our free Jewels chat. Now, many of you have attended this already, and maybe you didn't even realize that's what we call it on the inside, but the Monday night live stream chat. So, Carrie, why don't you share with them about how to get to just that first level of leadership? One person on their team.
All you need is one person. Very often, that one person is a friend, a cousin, a sister, someone who sees what you're doing and is super excited that this is what they could do with you. And how fun is it to work your business as a brand new person with someone that you really enjoy working with? You get to handpick a coworker. This is the beauty of this business. You can grow it with people who you know, and maybe even you don't know, but generally the first person that you find is someone that you personally know. All you need to do is have yourself $1,000 month in Park Lane sales. And then you're going to find one person who's going to say yes to this business along with you and get yourself promoted to branch by you having the $1,000 month. And this person having a launch with you within 6 weeks, they're going to have a $1,500 Superstart launch. And that is going to immediately get you promoted to branch when the launch is finished. And you're going to get a 5% lifetime increase in your own personal sales. So you're going from 30% to 35% instantly. It's a super easy thing to do. There is definitely a person in your life that would benefit from this, and you'll both benefit. You're now bringing them the beauty of the Park Lane business, and you're getting yourself an instant 5% raise for your lifetime here at Park Lane. It's a no-brainer. So start thinking now, who is someone that I know that I would love to be working with, and talk to them about joining the business with you. So easy.
That's really what it is. I'm so glad that you brought up about how most people's first team member is a friend or family member. Because here's the thing, people are going to say things to you. I want to give you a few little tips here. Someone is going to say to you at some point, Fran, how much did you have to pay to get started? They're going to say, Sue, do you have to go to a lot of trainings? Or Sue, how do you know what to do? How are you learning about the business? Right? And they're not actually asking how much you had to pay. They're wondering, what would it cost me if I was to try this? Is someone going to help me if I decide to try this? Are there meetings to attend if I decide to try this? they're really asking with a question in the back of their own head. So when you hear questions like that, I'm now letting you know that that's something to talk to your leader about and say, hey, my sister was asking me how much the kit was. On new stylist training, Michelle and Carrie said that that's actually somebody who might be interested. Okay, I want you to like perk up when you hear things like that, because people asking what you had to do in order to get started or what obstacles you overcame in order to do this, they're really trying to overcome potentially their own. So that's why on Monday nights, we have this live stream chat. So every Monday night on our Team Shine On business page, it's a public Facebook page that you can hit a simple button called share, right? You've all shared a video on Facebook, right? So when you hit the share button, you can copy the link and text it to somebody. You can share the video straight into your customer VIP group or into the Facebook group that's your launch party, right? And then use that as a way to share business information without you having to share the business information. Because here's the thing, we know you're new. We don't expect you to correctly explain every program or to know the price of each kit or how do you get... You're new, you're trying to learn. That's our job as your leaders. So that's why we provide this opportunity live every single Monday night. And then the replay is available all week so that if someone asks on a Thursday, you send the replay from Monday. If they ask on Monday, you invite them live that night, right? So this is available to you all the time. And then your leader and you work on that together. There's a survey that they can complete when they're done watching. It enters them in a prize to win a piece of jewelry. So that's a great incentive to get people to come and watch, even if they think they're not interested. And then on that survey, we can see what their questions are, where they think they, are feeling about getting started. And your leader will take it from there, answering their questions, doing a 3-way chat with you, booking a party with them on your behalf that can then become their launch party. Everything your leader and you working together to get that raise. Because I know that the stylist, as a stylist, you're earning 30% commission. So if you do a $600 party, very normal number, your paycheck will be $180, which is great, right? But if we help you promote to branch, now you're earning 35%, and that same exact amount of effort, you're now getting a $210 paycheck. That's better, right? So now if you do that multiple times a month, that can be potentially hundreds of dollars more that you're making in that month. These are, as Carrie mentioned, lifetime raises that we want to have you taking advantage of, because if you attended the free Jules chat or have, had heard anything else with us, then you know that we do not demote here. If that person joins your team and then 3 weeks, 3 months, or 3 years later decides this isn't for me anymore, I don't want to do this, you still stay a branch. You don't lose your 5% commission. And if that was somebody who then, was part of you promoting to the next level of area leader, and that raise and those increased overrides, and people from there, fade out along the way, you don't still demote. Every promotion you earn or any title you were assigned here as a direct appoint, you never can go lower than that. And you always are paid all of your perks for each month, that you're qualifying. So it is a fantastic program. And I hope you find the free Jules chats on Mondays helpful and something you invite people to week after week. Speaking of the team business page, where we do that live stream, while we're on that topic, Carrie, why don't you tell them a little bit about other things that go on the team page that can help them build their businesses?
So many things go on the team business page, but some of the best things that are on there are constant live stylings that you can share into your group. There are team events that we do that help promote sales with your customers. You have to take advantage of all the things that are offered on this page and through Park Lane, because it makes it super easy for you to succeed at your business. We are really doing a lot to help you. Our goal is to help you succeed. That's your leader's goal. That's our goal. So all of these things on the business page, the free Jules chat that's there every Monday night, like Michelle said, the team events that take place, the different stylings. Like if something new drops that day and one of us happens to have it, we will go live and show it to you so you can share it with all of your customers. So we're not gatekeeping anything from you. If we have it, you're seeing it and you're sharing it to your customers. So the benefit of being on the business page and having your customers follow the business page is that there's always up-to-date things happening. And there's always things that are happening on there to encourage sales, party bookings, and even people doing the business with you. So it is a tool that you need to use on a regular basis.
Absolutely. We love putting these events on for you, and we love when there's a style drop that we've earned in advance. And you know, it's a really great tool. So if you have not yet clicked the follow button on the Team Shine On business page, that is something you'll definitely want to do. So, all right, let's go ahead and get your business going. Let's build up your group. Let's do your launch party. Let's book new parties so that you're earning money and earning your rich rewards. So let's first talk about who we are inviting to our initial parties. Now, Carrie, I know that so Carrie is actually only in the business, even though we announced her as a senior division, which is an executive level. Carrie only joined this business in just like holiday week. So like December, if you want to even call it that. It was really January of 2025. So, not even 2 years in business. And here she is. And one of the reasons why she had great success right out of the gate is that she invited a lot of people to her launch party. And at her launch party, she had multiple people book parties from different factions of her life. So the magic of 5 is really what we're looking for in getting started. So 5 different directions of people is where we want these bookings to come from. So here's what I mean by that. Let's say at your launch party, you invite a lot of your family, including 5 of your cousins, right? So you have 5 cousins there. They're having a great time. Maybe it's at your house. Maybe it's on Facebook. Doesn't matter. So now your 5 cousins are there. And when you say, hey, do you want to have a party? Gina says yes. If the only other people at the party are your cousins, when you ask Fran, Sue, Mary, and Evelyn if they want to book a party, what are they going to say? I'm going to go to
Fran's party. Gina's party. Whoever.
Right? So now you got 1 booking out of 5 people, which is better than no bookings, but it's still only keeping your business at one level because you had 1 party and you replaced it with 1 party. Whereas if you had those 5 cousins there and that happens, great, a whole bunch of girls are going to Gina's party. But if the 5 people you were asking was Gina, your cousin, and then Mary from work, and then your husband's side of the family, and that's going to be, another gal, and then your neighbors are a neighbor is with this person, and then a former coworker is over here. Now, those are 5 people that may not even know each other. So you could get 5 yeses, and none of these people even overlap. So now you're going to have a party with a bunch of your cousins, a party with a bunch of your neighbors, a party with a bunch of your coworkers, a party with a bunch of your husband's side of the family. Do you see where we're going with this? When I think back to my launch 26 years ago, I didn't have 5 to start, but I did have 3. And it was 2 different groups of college friends and one of my husband's cousins. And that brought me into 3 completely separate groups. And that's what Carrie had too, completely separate groups. There was neighborhood friends. There was family from different sides of her family. I think I worked with coworkers, right? Yes. Was one of them. So she was immediately out into different groups. That's what we want for you. So when you're building your guest list for either your launch party, or maybe you already had your launch party, but there's no rule about how many launch parties you can have. So if you had 1 launch party on Facebook Live, because maybe your leader or your recruiter lives across the country, you can do a second launch party at your house, in your backyard, in your kitchen, your living room, with all of your local friends. You can do another online party with the people you didn't even think to invite the first time. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't think of this, that, and the other one. You're allowed to do as many parties as you want in your own name for your whole entire career here, and use those hostess benefits to benefit your business. So that 5 different directions is really going to help you. So that's something that I want you to sit with and constantly be making lists of names of people. If you were getting married tomorrow, who are you inviting? If you're having a barbecue, who are you inviting? When you send holiday cards, who do you send to? That's the kind of list making we're looking for. Right. Now, we do have a resource for you as well. So if you would like help texted directly to your phone, Carrie's going to tell you about that.
Do it. This is something that we call the ASK campaign, A-S-K, ASK. And you're going to text that word ASK, A-S-K, not another single word, just simply that word, to 516-400-1212. This program is incredible because it gives you the language to invite, the steps of what to do, the reminders to do it, and the follow-up. And this is what we need often when we start our business. We don't know where to start. This gives you a starting point and helps you stay accountable to yourself for what you're doing along the way. It's very easy to send one text one day to 5 people and then never send another text, or you're not having parties if you don't ask people, and you're not building your business if you're not having parties. So this is why this campaign is the easiest thing for you to do to encourage yourself to get the language you need and to get all the steps that help you easily reach out to people and find the right way to do it and go ahead and get those parties booked. So you're texting the word ask, A-S-K, to 516-400-1212 for all day-to-day things of what to do.
Amazing. I hope you all find this helpful. It's a 30-day program. Now, you're not going to get a text every day for 30 days, but you do get a text every day for the first week to get you in the groove. So let's be successful here and learn new skills. And like any new job, it involves some new skills. This is something that will deliver those new skills habits straight to you. So I hope you'll opt into that.
And like any new job, there's going to be a little bit of discomfort. So if you're listening to this and thinking, oh, I don't want to ask somebody, what if they tell you no? Well, they're going to. On occasion, they're going to tell you no, and maybe they're not going to answer you. But a lot of them are going to tell you yes, and that's going to continue to lead you to the next person who will say yes and the next person who will say yes. So if you're watching this and thinking, oh, well, she's a top seller because everyone said yes to her. No. Not everyone said yes to me. It took me 1.5 years to get one of my sisters to have a party. So you have to just push yourself out of what makes you uncomfortable and ask, because no one is offering to have a party if you're not asking.
It's funny that you say that about your sister, because sometimes it is actually the people that are a little further removed from you who turn out to be the most supportive of you starting out. When I started in this business 26 years ago, and I told my mom what I was doing, she goes, oh, don't ask me to have one of those parties. And to this day, 26 years later, my mom has never held a party with me. Terrible. I don't have sisters. So, my sister-in-law is a military wife and doesn't live around here. So I really needed other people. And girls that I had graduated college with years before came through for me, and a cousin of my husband, it's not necessarily going to be the people that you think, oh, they'll definitely have a party. It may not be that person. So that's where, the asking and the new skills. And something I do want to remind everybody too, is that when someone says no, it doesn't mean no, Carrie, you're so annoying. Right. That's the worst question I ever heard. Don't ever call me again. That's not what they're saying at all.
No,
it
not
can
at all.
feel that way sometimes.
Yes.
But it's really not. It just means no, that's not for me right now. It might not even mean no, not ever. It might just mean no, not right now. So I just want to make sure that you don't hear something people are not saying.
Right. I agree, because sometimes you think, oh, you take it so personal, but sometimes it's just that they're not in a good place for it, Maybe they don't think they have the people to invite, but a lot of them come around eventually and they'll realize like, oh, all right, I can have 5 of my friends to a party. That's great. And they will come around when they're ready. And that will oftentimes be when you need that party. So
right.
the timing will work out.
That they'll say yes to something else. Oh yeah, I'll join your VIP group. I'll join
Right.
your group on Facebook. I'll come to your launch. I'll bring a friend even to your launch.
Yeah.
There's so many wonderful things that can come out of who you'll meet from someone else.
Yes.
The bring a friend, you know, especially for the in-person parties, for example. If you're having an in-person party, as people RSVP, encourage them to bring a friend, because the bring a friend at a party is often the best person in the room. They didn't come out of an obligation to the hostess, and they are coming because they were thought of because they like what's being sold. Right. So if someone says bring a friend to something food related, they're probably going to bring me, right? Because they know I like to cook and, you know, the whole thing. So that's going to be something I get invited to. Somebody saying, oh, I'm going to a jewelry party, they're bringing their friend who loves jewelry. Right. And Carrie has an unbelievable example of this. You had an open house at your party last year at the holidays. You encouraged people to bring a friend, and
I did. And it turns out that the friend that my friend bought shopped immediately with me that weekend, multiple times, mind you, multiple times. And then decided by the end of that weekend of her shopping that she was ready to be a stylist herself. So I not only had a fabulous new customer for a minute, now I have a fabulous, fantastic team member that I have the privilege to work with because she was the friend of a friend that came to a party. Amazing.
Bring a friend who's now a leader on our team within
a leader, right?
Yep. Who earned a trip.
Right.
I mean, truly unbelievable. So the bring a friends, we love the bring a friends.
We love the bring a friend.
Now, where are you going to find helpful resources? I'm sure that this is something that you are wanting to know. So I'm going to show it from my phone, since that's probably how you'll look at it. But if you look here on my phone, you see the app there called Boards. Boards is an easy to use app that we put all of our team resources on so that you are not wasting time looking for things. So when you open the Boards app, this is an app that there's a free version and a paid version. If you just use the Team Shine on Board, you can use it for free. As you become comfortable with it and you decide you want to start customizing things, you may want to go to the paid version. But the Team Shine on Board has all different categories of things for you. Now, Parkland comes out with new things, new programs. We have new photos. So this is an app that each time you come back, it may look a little different because our team is forever creating new resources for you, removing things that are old or outdated. So if what it looks like there doesn't look like what it looks like when you open your phone, fear not, that can happen within the same day. But what you will always see is this where it says new stylists start here. What you will find here are so many helpful things for you. For example, a replay of this training is always here for when you want to rewatch that. The video for how to best select your starter kit, advice on how to redeem your rich rewards. There's a video for that. Words to say at parties, what we put in a host package, little, hey, I'm your new stylist. Like there's so many little images for you. And then even helpful things like a link to the compensation program brochure, videos on how to set up a party in your back office, even written instructions for how to do some of these things. Talking about making your list of contacts, here is a whole 2 different resources called 40 People in 4 Minutes, where you can print out or just look at this as reference and make your own list where you just look, okay, who are 7 family members? Just go, just write them. Don't prejudge, don't think about things, just write them. Then friends, write them. Spouse or boyfriend, family, write them. Coworkers, etc. So anytime you are wanting something, probably what you need as a new stylist is here in the new stylist board. But you will also find things like the daily content folder, where there's a post for you to put every day in your VIP group to keep your people interested. That's here for you. There's a whole folder called party scripts.
Right.
And when you have a party, there's different kinds of parties, messenger parties, Facebook parties, in-person parties. That's all in here for you. So you'll play around in here plenty, but that new stylist board, I think you'll find extremely helpful.
Yes. And play around in there because there's so much information in there, and you're not going to do it. You're not going to ruin anything by clicking on the buttons in there. Like, you cannot change anything. You cannot alter anything. And I know some of us are worried when we are in apps like that, like, well, if I click on that, am I going to do anything wrong? No. Click away. Look at all the graphics. Download and save any of the pictures that you want to use in your group. Watch the videos to learn how to, like Michelle said, create a show in your, any of those things. It's all there for you. And that's why those resources are created for you, to help answer a lot of those questions and to have something that you can go to at the time you're able to sit and do your business. Because maybe it's the middle of the night and you're like, oh, I'm awake. Let me figure out how to do a post in my group, but I can't text anybody. That's why Boards is there, because you can step by step see so much information. So it is a useful, extremely helpful app. And I highly recommend spending some time just messing around in there and seeing what you can find. And then if you have questions, ask them, but they're in there for you. The information in there is a lot for you to be able to use right away.
Yeah, agreed. It's funny. This app really was like business changing for so many of us because of how easy it is to use, how we're able to put things step by step, keep categories fresh for everyone. Really a fantastic resource. Mm-hmm. So speaking of resources, let's do a quick rundown. So things that you will find helpful. So every Monday night, as we shared, is the free Jules chat. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. So whatever your time zone is, that's 7 Central, it's 5 Pacific. So that's there all the time. You can re-invite people week to week to week to week. Tuesdays is our lunch and learn day. So every Tuesday at noon Eastern, again, whatever time that is for you. So for West Coasters, it's more of a brunch and learn. But that is every week a live Zoom with a training topic. So it's going to be something that will help you build a skill for this business. So it might be tips from top sellers. It might be new resources that we have that we want to show you. It might be in depth about the compensation plan. There's just something fantastic to help you with your business, where all of our leaders or other producers on the team are sharing their best and brightest ideas. Every training that we do everywhere is recorded and then posted for replay. So there's a folder in Boards called Lunch and Learns, and you can always go there anytime after Tuesday afternoon to see that Tuesday's Lunch and Learn so that you can easily replay it. I load everything to YouTube so that it's available. Thursdays is a fun day because that is the recognition day, because the end of the week was Wednesday. So now everybody's sales went in. I do recognition for the top 10 in sales. I do raffle prizes for that. I recognize our top team builders for the week. And then I also do some sort of mini training topic or like plan for the week. So if we have a team event, for you that week, we're going to talk about that. If we just whatever's going on, if maybe there's a party script that we're like, everybody use this party script this week, like we're just going to help you with a plan for the week. So that's kind of what we have that, going on each of the days so that you can kind of know when is what. And that's all always announced, reminded, replayed, everything on our Team Shine On Facebook group. So there's two things that kind of have the same name. There's our Team Shine On group. That is the Facebook group that all of our team is in. We do welcome new stylists. We replay trainings. I do Facebook Lives in there with the recognition. Just all kinds of great ideas pinned to the top of the group. There are some additional training resources. All kinds of great things are there in the group for you. All the reminders about everything take place in that Facebook group. Another thing I do want to mention is that the first Monday of every month is a special Zoom that is mainly for newer stylists, but really everyone is welcome to come and just have an open Zoom forum to ask questions. So the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern is that Zoom. There is a Google survey that you RSVP on, and then ask any questions so that when we come to the Zoom, we are ready with what you need. Maybe we want to show you where the answers are, or show you a resource, or we just want to be prepared for your questions. Right. So the questions that are put onto Google surveys are the questions we will ask if time permits, and we'll have open questions as well. But that's the first Monday of every month. So for some of you, that'll take place right after you join. For some of you, maybe it'll be 3 or 4 weeks into when you joined. But you're welcome to come back to that as many times as you like and get your questions answered from any variety of leaders that will be there for you. All right. So bottom line. Oh, okay. So there's 2 final things here. Number 1 is like party booking language. So I have said pretty much the same thing since 2003 to get a party booked, right? Because sometimes you're saying, like, especially as you're doing your ask campaign and stuff, where you'll say, hey, so why don't you let me set you up a party like this? You'll get free jewelry, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they say, okay. So now you're like, oh my gosh, they said yes, right? But it's not a booking until they picked a date and a time, and you write that down in your calendar. Right. Because that's the difference between a lead and a booking. So we want to get them from being theoretically a hostess to actually a hostess. And I have found that giving people 2 choices at a time in that conversation is what gets you there. So Carrie, tell me if you use this as well.
I do. From the first time you said it, I do.
Fast forward. I think
every new stylist training, I do.
So, you know, it kind of plays out like, so Carrie, it seems, you know, why don't you let me do a party for you? Kathleen is getting over $400 in jewelry, and I know that you would as well. It's super easy and fun. What do you think? And if she says, yeah, that sounds great. Okay, great. Were you thinking about a weekend party or something during the week?
How about during the week?
Okay, great. Would you like a Tuesday or a Thursday?
I think a Thursday. It's like baby Friday.
Yes, exactly. Okay, perfect. Without it taking away people's Fridays, right? Whoa. All right, great. So I have the 7th and the 14th, which is better?
I'll take the 7th.
Okay, so we are dialing them in on what they want and keeping them focused. Because otherwise, if you just flop open a calendar or have them look in their phone and they see, oh, this day is awards night up at the school, and this day is my mother-in-law's birthday. Well, guess what? Awards night at school is a Monday. Mother-in-law's birthday party is a Saturday. None of them are a Thursday, which is what she asked for. Right. When you're booking in-person parties, you know, oh, did you want during the week or on the weekend? Oh, well, during the week's a little busy, so let me do something on the weekend. Okay, would you like a daytime brunch and bling, or would you prefer an evening girls' night out? Ooh, a brunch sounds great. Okay, great. Would you like Saturday the 10th or Sunday the 15th? You know, 2 choices at a time get you the little yeses. Yes. That then get you to your final destination.
Agreed. And makes it easier for people to, it's not as much to decide on, and you're making it very easy for them. Whereas, like you said, you flap a book, it's too overwhelming. No one wants to be overwhelmed picking a jewelry party date.
Correct.
Present them 2. If those don't work for some reason, present 2 more. That's it. They'll pick one.
And typically they pick one of those first 2. It
Absolutely.
Really, this works like magic. This is the one thing that I have on complete autopilot.
Same.
And keep these, you know, keep in mind too, that when people attend a party, they only see that as their next option. So people who come to a party in person on a Friday night think that parties are Friday nights.
Mhm.
Whereas at the Friday night in-person party, you want to remember to talk about that brunches are a choice, that an online party is a choice, that a weeknight is a choice. With that, whatever you offer, because we only offer what works for us, right? So there may be somebody out there who does amazing jewelry parties in person on Saturday nights. I do not do that. So if someone said, "Oh, I was hoping for a Saturday," I would say, "Oh, that's not available. Would you like a Friday night or a Sunday afternoon?" No. Somebody else is saying, I'm not doing parties on Sunday afternoons. You don't have to. That's
Right.
what being an independent contractor is. And
Mhm.
whatever is the best choice is what you have to offer.
Right.
So, but we do need to remember to make the different offers. That's the seed planting we do throughout a show. So that when you're doing something like, oh my gosh, I was doing a fundraiser party a couple of weeks ago, and this willow bracelet set was a huge hit. Now somebody said, oh, she does fundraisers?
Right.
Right? Or, oh, I was doing a show for a group of stay-at-home moms last Tuesday morning, and they all love these studs because their kids are very grabby at that young age, and
Right.
they really prefer to wear studs. Oh, she does parties on a Tuesday morning while the kids are in school? So those little seeds help get you shows booked, just like the seeds about the business, like, oh my gosh, I only get paid once a month at my job. So I love that now that I'm here at Park Lane, I have the opportunity to get a weekly paycheck as well. That's like business seeds that help people hear things that you are just kind of flippantly mentioning, right? It was like, oh, when I did that fundraiser, they love this. And all of a sudden, they're not thinking about the bracelet anymore. That's what we want.
Right. Right. Or when I say like, oh, and I got this piece, just for doing my job, people are like, what? You got a piece for jewelry for free? Just because, like we talked about that RRC too. I'll mention that during a party, just casually go through it. And then it's back there in their heads like, oh, you got that just because Park Lane likes you? Yes. Yes, I did.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I hope that this was so very helpful to you. I know that you took almost an hour out of your life to watch this, whether you watched it all 50 minutes in a row or whether you came back a few times and watched it in chunks. This is a great first step because you decided to start a business, and running a business is different than going to a job, right? When you just go to a job, you're limited by that job. You're limited by what your boss tells you to do or not to do, what time to go, what the tasks are. What you just did was start a business. And that gives you freedom to work at the times that work best for you and not work at the times that don't. That you can build a team for unlimited income, because if you choose to just sell, you can definitely make great money. Carrie's a great example of this. She was a top seller right away. But there's only so many parties you can do yourself. So eventually you're going to max out on your income because you can only be in so many places at one time. But as you build a team, now you have a whole group of people that work under you, so to speak, and Park Lane pays you more. They pay you higher percentage of your own sales and increasing percentage of their sales. And there's an unlimited number of people that can be on your team.
Yeah. Amazing.
So that's why we really encourage you to let us help you find that first team member, to help you with the launch party of that first team member. You are not responsible for training or starting anyone new. If you had a brand new team member join with you tomorrow, they're going to watch this very same training next Monday. Tuesday is new stylist training on the following Tuesday, or they can watch the replay from boards. They're going to invite their interested guests to the exact same free Jules chat on the Monday. They're going to come to the same lunch and learn, and your leader is going to take care of all of the in-between training. Yep. So welcome to Team Shine On. We are so thrilled to have you and really ready to support you in any way that you need. So stay in close contact with your leader. Share with your leader what your income goal is. because a huge principle of success in this business is knowing what you need, what you want, so that we can figure out the path there. So when I was new, it was $600 a month. So if show average at that time was $200, if I did 3 parties, I would make $600. So in June of 2000, that's what I did, and I made $604. Then my husband and I were like, maybe we want $1,000. I did 2 more parties and made $1,000. So what's your number? You can't just say, I'm going to really just let you know something. You can't just say extra money, because I don't know where that goes. Right? How many of you are running a household that you're like, where does the extra money go? Or like an expense went away and theoretically you should have more money and you don't.
Right.
I remember the first time we were like down a tuition, we were like, where is that money? Right? Because you have to identify where the money is going. So what is it that you're looking to, like, is it a car payment we're going after? Is it a student loan payment? Are we paying down a credit card bill? Are you wanting furniture? Are you needing to put new pavers in your backyard? Like, what's the number?
Right.
And then share that number with your leader so that we can help you dial in on that. That's how you will be able to identify success. So let's help you with that.
Love that.
Right. We are done. Thank you so much. Kerry, thanks for sharing all of your expertise on this.
My pleasure. Welcome to the team, everyone. You're going to be so happy that you're here. And we're so happy to have you.
We sure are. Have a great rest of your night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.